Struggling with messy data that looks like it was typed by a cat walking on a keyboard? Well, Excel has a bunch of text formulas, old classics and the shiny new ones, that can clean, split, slice, and dice your data like a master chef. In this video, I'm serving up the ultimate recipe of text formulas, from the OGs like the left and the mid to the cool new kids like the TEXTSPLIT and the TEXTAFTER. So grab your spreadsheet because we are about to turn that text chaos into clean, crispy data. Let's go. Before we get started with the formulas, the first thing that I want to do is I want to make a copy of this data across these different sheets. So let me show you a trick or an easier way to do this. So I'm going to select this data, entire data. I can press Control A and then Control C. Control A is to select everything, Control C is to copy. Now I want to select this entire set of sheets right at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the first sheet here, which is upper, and then I'm going to press my shift key and then click right at the end. Now if you see all of these are selected, I'm just going to press Control V to paste the data. Now what would have happened is this would have pasted across the different sheets. Let me check that. To check that, I need to now ungroup these sheets. So I'm going to right click on this and ungroup. And now if I go to any of these sheets, you will see that the data is there. So this is fast way for you to move or replicate data across. Now we have done that. So first let's look at the first formula, which is the upper formula. This is going to help you to convert any text into uppercase. Let's assume in this case, I want to change the name to uppercase. I want to insert a column here. So first I'm going to press Control Spacebar to select the entire column. And now I'm going to press Control Shift Plus, and that is going to add a column. And now I'm going to put this upper here. And the formula for upper is equal to UPPER, upper. And what is the text that I want to convert to uppercase? So this is the text, and now I can drag it down and I have everything in uppercase. Now let's look at the next formula, which is the lower. Lower is going to help you to convert the text into lowercase. So in this case, let's assume I want to convert the name once again to lowercase. So I'm going to select lower, down arrow, press the tab key, and I'm going to use my left arrow because the name is on the left. And it is recommended that you start becoming a master at using the keyboard. That's when you're going to become the Harry Potters of Excel. So I'm going to move left, left, left. It's selected, close bracket, and now you will see it is converted all of these into lowercase. Now, how do I replicate these down? So one way, see, I can keep pressing shift down, down, down arrow, or I'm going to copy this Control C, left arrow, Control down, right arrow, Control shift up, Control D, and you can duplicate it that way. Next, let's look at the proper formula. So what does the proper formula do? It is going to convert the text, the first letter. Okay, the first letter is going to be in uppercase. If there is a space, then the first and the second letter, right? So for example, this is in proper case. The first letters here, if you see after the one that's beginning, space, and then here. So let us see if I can convert the email ID into proper case. So I'm going to press proper and I'm going to select again left arrow. This is what I want to convert to proper text, and you will see all the one that is after the full stop or after the space is converted into uppercase. How do I copy this down once again? Left arrow, Control Shift down, right, Control Shift up, Control D, and that is copied that. Let's look at another example, which is, and this was more popular, before the text, before the flash fill came into existence, which is if you want to retrieve some text. Okay, and this is going to be a little complicated, and now I'm going to delete all of this. How do I? I'm going to select this entire column. Control Shift right. It is going to select all of this. So we saw earlier to add a column, it was Control Shift plus. To delete a column, it is going to be Control minus. Now in this case, let's assume I want to retrieve only the first name. Okay. Now one way for me to do that is I can use the left function. The left function is going to help me to retrieve whatever number of characters that I need from the left. Okay, so let's assume I'm going to do this. So this is the text. How many characters? So if I want the first name, you can see I need 6. So if I put 6, then I'm going to get the first name. But if I drag it down, it is not going to work. It is not going to be the right output because not always the first name is 6 letters. So how do we do this? So one way to do this is you have to combine multiple formulas. Yes, there is an easier way, which is using the flash fill, but then sometimes flash fills will not work. That is when you will have to use this function. So first, what do I want to do? So the logic here is, if you see, I want to retrieve everything before the space. So there is space in all of these names. I'm going to find where the space is. What is the position of the space? We're going to call it as position of space. Okay. How do we do that? So that is using the find function. Find, what is the text that I want to find? I want to find space. I'm going to put that in double quotes, comma, from where? From here. I'm going to close bracket. And now I know the position of space in each of these is at this. Now, what do I need? I need to find the left from here till the space, till one space before the space. Okay. So how do I do this? So now I'm going to say left. This is the text, comma, the number of characters that I need is this minus 1. And now you will see I have the exact first names for each one of them. Now, let's look at the next one, which is going to be a little more tricky, which is I want to find out the last name in this case, or I want to use the right function to get the last name. Okay, again, I can't use. So what does the right do? It will help you to retrieve the number of characters from the right. So what do I do once again? I can find out the position of space, right? Position of space. How do I do that? So find, what is the text that I want to find? Space. How do I do that? Double quote space. I press the space bar, close quotes, comma, from where. Now I know that the space is on the seventh position. Now what do I do? So I'm going to say write. What is the text? This is the text, comma, there. And now I will get the last names for these. Then there you can see that there is a problem here, right? Because it is not exactly the, while we have got the space, but that is not the number of characters from the right because the space is counting from the left. So what do I need to do? I need to find out what is the length, okay, and then use this, subtract these two. So this is the length, okay. Oops, this is the length, close bracket. This is the length, okay. Now, what do I need? This minus this is what is the difference that I need. So I'm going to do the difference, and I'm showing these separately, but please remember that these can be combined together. Okay. And now let us try the right function. So right, this is a character. This is the text that I want, comma, the number of characters I need is here. Now, if I do this, you will see I get the names from the right. So what did I do? What is the logic here? First, I find out the position of the space, which I know is the seventh. Then I find out the length, the complete length. So this, the length minus the number of space is what I'm going to get. And that is the answer that I have here. And that way I will be able to retrieve the last name. So you can see that this is a little tricky. There is also a mid function if you want to find out some values in the in between. Okay. You already looked at the find formula, but let me show you this separately. Now let's assume in this case I want to find out the at symbol, in which position is the at symbol. So basically what a find does, it is going to retrieve or give you the position of whatever you want to search for. So find, there are two formulas, one is the find and the other one is the search. The difference is search is not case sensitive, you will see right at the end it is not case sensitive, and find is case sensitive. Okay, find is case sensitive. So depending upon the kind of function that you want to do, you can switch between find and search. Okay, let me show you the search because we looked at the find. What is the text that I want to find? Always in double quotes. Okay, comma from within what? Within this. And now it is telling me that the at is at whatever the 14th position, 12th position, etc. So you can use the find to retrieve wherever the position is for that. This will also help you to understand if there is an at. So for example, if I don't have an at like this, I'm going to get an error, which means this email ID does not contain an at symbol. That's one way for you to identify. So you can use the find or the search to get. So these are some of the OGs that we call in Excel. Now let's look at some of the new formulas, which is the text before formula. Okay, so all of these are fairly new. So if you're using an older version, these might not be available for you. But if you're using any version, I think after 2016, this will be available, which is the text before. So text before is going to help you to find out or retrieve the text before a uh, certain character. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to use text before. What is the text? Okay, so this is the text that I want, comma, what is the delimiter? The space. So now this is going to give me the text before the space. You'll see. Similarly, let's try it for the email ID. Okay, so I'm going to do text before. What is the text? This is the text, comma, what is the delimiter? I want the delimiter at. So now it is going to give me the text before the delimiter, which is this. Okay, now of course I can drag it down and wonderfully even this. So now I get everything before the at symbol. I'm sure you would have guessed by now. So text after is going to help me get the name after this, right? Or anything after the delimiter that we have. So in this case, I'm going to say text after. What is the text? This is the text, and my delimiter is going to be space. So now this is going to give me the text after the space. Similarly, now let's I want to retrieve whatever after the at. So I'm going to use text after, which is the text. This is the text, and the delimiter is the at the rate symbol, and done. So this is how you will use the text split function or the text after function. I'm sorry. Let's look at the text join function. The text join function is going to help us. What I'm going to do is let me get this. Okay. So I'm going to copy this here. Text join. I'm going to paste this here. Okay. And what do I have? Text after. Maybe I'm going to also do this. I want to paste values. The shortcut key to paste values is Control Shift V. Okay. I don't need any of these. Maybe I'll keep these. I don't need these. I'm going to delete them. I'm going to again copy this. Control C, Control Shift V. Okay. I have this. Now what do I want to do? I want to join them. I want to join this with an at symbol and the email ID. So how do I do that? So is equal to text join. The first thing is the delimiter. What do you want in between? I'm going to put that in double quotes. I want at symbol in between. I'm going to ignore empty cells, comma, text 1 and text 2. So I'm going to just click on these, and now you will see I'm able to quickly generate the email IDs with the at symbol. What did I do? Let me show this once again. I'm going to press equal to text join. Okay, I want to join the text. What is the delimiter in between? Now let's assume I want to, instead of an at, I want uh, maybe what do I want? I want a no, I want a backspace like this, comma, ignore empty, true, and then text 1 and text 2, and that is what I have, right? So this can help you combine data quickly. Now that we have the text split, I'm going to, now that we have the text split, let us, know this was the text join, right? So we looked at the text join. Let us look at the text split now. So text split is going to help you to split the data into different columns. Okay. In this case, let's assume I have something like this, and I want to split these two names into the first name and the last name. And an easy way to do this, I'm going to use the text split function. What is the text? This is a text, comma. What is the delimiter? It is the space in between, and boom, you're done. Right? I can drag it down, and now for each of these is automatically going to be split into two columns wherever you have the space as the delimiter. Now, here are some bonus tips, which is we were talking about the flash fill function. So, what the flash fill does is it is going to repeat whatever you want. So, in this case, first name and the last name. Okay. So earlier, what did we do? We used the text split function, but now we are going to use the flash fill. What flash fill does is it is just going to replicate whatever you just did. So I'm going to type in whatever I want. So I want Rajesh. So that's the first name. So I'm going to press Control E. It is going to replicate that. And here I want the last name. So I'm going to type whatever I want, hit enter, press Control E, and it is going to repeat. Okay. Now here, if I want the first three letters in all capitals, so I'm going to type the first three letters in caps. This is what I want. Hit enter, control E. If I want the first four letters, but in lowercase, I'm going to RAJE, hit enter, and you will see all of these changes that way. So whatever is the format or whatever is the style that you want, you just have to do that once, press Control E, the shortcut key for flash fill, and it is going to work for you. Again, this is going to work only in the latest versions of Excel. So if you're using anything before 2016, then this is not going to work. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'll be sharing a lot more interesting videos on Excel. And also, please let me know in the comments which of these formulas did you love, or if you had any questions with any of these formulas, please let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day ahead.